Satisfaction of one's curiosity is one of the greatest sources of happiness in life. The best way to have a good idea is to have lots of ideas. Science is the search for the truth. It is not a game in which one tries to beat his opponent, to do harm to others. Do not let yourself be tainted with a barren skepticism. Facts are the air of scientists. Without them, you can never fly. The progress of science depends on new techniques, new discoveries, and new ideas, probably in that order. No one can achieve great things without daring greatly. The way to get good ideas is to get lots of ideas and throw the bad ones away. I believe that there will eventually be a clash between the United Nations and the nations of the world, and that out of this will come world government. I have always wanted to help human beings live better. That is the basis of my work. I feel that I am a citizen of the world and that the world is my home. Peace cannot be achieved by force. It can only be attained through understanding. War is an invention of the human mind. The human mind can invent peace with justice. We may live in a time of trouble, but it is also a time of opportunity for those who care. It is our duty to leave the world better than we found it. You can't have good ideas unless you're willing to generate a lot of bad ones. Sometimes the best ideas come from the least expected places. Creativity is just intelligence having fun. Thinking is the hardest work there is. That's why so few people do it. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Be afraid of not thinking. Originality often means simply turning something upside down to see if it looks any better. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it with knowledge. Take action based on truth, not convenience. The world needs dreamers and doers who make those dreams come true. Progress requires persistent effort, even in the face of resistance. Don't wait for permission to make a difference. Every person who has made a significant contribution to science has been deeply curious. Education is what remains after you have forgotten what you learned in school. The most valuable possession you can own is an open mind. Live your life as if your every act were to become a universal law. Science is the tool we use to understand the beauty of a universe. Discovery begins with a question no one else dares to ask. A scientist is not just a thinker, but a doer of truth. Doubt and curiosity are the twin engines of scientific progress. Don't underestimate the power of a small discovery. It may change the world. Every formula and experiment is a step closer to truth. The role of science is not to provide certainty, but clarity. Science without ethics is dangerous. Ethics without science is powerless. Ideas have no value unless you chase them into reality. Genius is often persistence in disguise. Imagination is as vital to a scientist as logic. Every great leap in knowledge begins with an unlikely idea. Don't fear mistakes. They're the milestones of innovation. Knowledge expands when shared and deepens when challenged. Speak with honesty, even when silence feels safer. Your ideas matter more when they serve others. A peaceful world begins with respectful dialogue. Conviction means standing for truth, even when alone. Science without compassion loses its humanity. Be bold in thought, but gentle in action. Great work is never an accident. It's the sum of effort, focus, and faith. You don't need to be the smartest, just the most persistent. Genius is often the result of consistent, quiet labor. Discipline transforms talent into legacy. The path to excellence is paved with small, invisible steps. If it matters, keep going, especially when it's hard. Chase meaning, not applause. Your ideas live on through the lives they improve. Work today for the world you hope your children will inherit. Purpose is more powerful than pressure. Build your life like you're building a cure, with precision and care. What you discover for yourself, you carry forever. Scientific progress comes from those brave enough to challenge the obvious. To know more is to fear less. The universe rewards those who dare to understand it. Reason is the compass. Science is the map. Don't believe everything you're told. Verify, experiment, explore. One discovery can transform 1,000 minds. Dare to think differently. The future depends on it. Breakthroughs are born from broken assumptions. You don't have to be perfect, just willing to question everything. Truth often hides behind doubt. Don't be afraid to search there. Your mind is your greatest laboratory. To think creatively, you must be willing to be misunderstood. The pursuit of peace is the noblest science of all. Real courage is standing for peace when the world prepares for war. Peace is not passive. It demands energy, vision, and resolve. We cannot love humanity and remain silent in times of injustice. Science should serve life, not destroy it. The fight for peace is not a dream, but a responsibility. You never stop learning unless you stop living. The purpose of knowledge is to improve life for all. Teach others, and you multiply your discoveries. Wisdom grows only in the soil of humility. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. The greatest minds remain forever students. Your life is your greatest experiment. Make it meaningful. Work not only for success, but for significance. Live with purpose, speak with integrity, and act with courage. There is no failure in experimentation, only data. Progress is built on the courage to be wrong and the persistence to keep going. A mind devoted to truth will always find light in the unknown. The only real error is to stop asking questions. Every result, even a negative one, brings you closer to discovery. Truth has no agenda, only clarity. Stay curious. It is the fuel of greatness. Learning never ends because wonder never ends. A childlike curiosity is the genius's secret. To question is to awaken the mind. Real intelligence is the ability to remain amazed. Let go of certainty, and you might grasp something greater. Thinking deeply is the highest form of respect for knowledge. Peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of justice. It takes more courage to make peace than to declare war. Even a whisper for peace is louder than the shout of violence. A true patriot is one who seeks peace for all nations. Build bridges, not bombs. Compassion is the science of the heart. Failure is the tuition you pay for success. Don't fear being wrong. Fear standing still. The road to greatness is paved with rejected ideas. Every expert was once the person with the most questions. Progress isn't made by those who wait, but by those who wonder. Stand up for what is right, even if you stand alone. Grow through curiosity, not comfort. Your value is not in what you know, but in what you give. Live with purpose, study with passion, and act with compassion. What you pursue defines who you become. Let every day be a page in the book of your better self. To serve humanity with your mind is the highest form of success. Independent thought is the birthplace of all revolutions. A free mind questions everything, even itself. The refusal to conform is the first step to discovery. A brave thinker is a world changer. Great minds disturb comfort zones. Originality begins where imitation ends. There is no shortcut to understanding, only the long road of inquiry. The foundation of science is not certainty, but honest doubt. To experiment is to ask the universe to reveal itself. Truth may be complex, but it's never unreachable. Follow the evidence, even if it leads you alone. The elegance of science lies in its honesty. Science without responsibility is a dangerous power. If your knowledge doesn't help people, it's incomplete. Every discovery carries a moral duty. You don't just live in the world, you shape it. Contribute more than you consume. To heal the world, start with one act of integrity. Persistence is the secret ingredient in every breakthrough. You don't have to go fast, just don't stop. The mind grows strongest when tested. Your next idea could be the one that changes everything. Don't quit. Obstacles are just questions waiting to be answered. Stay at it long enough, and the impossible becomes inevitable. Live today in a way that inspires tomorrow. Hope is not passive. It's a form of action. Let your legacy be one of light, not noise. Every question you ask opens a door for someone else. The value of your life is in the lives you lift. Be remembered not for what you knew, but for what you gave. Inquire boldly. The truth can handle it. The unknown is not darkness. It is discovery in disguise. Don't settle for answers. Strive for understanding. Great ideas begin where comfort zones end. A healthy mind is one that never stops evolving. Real science uplifts humanity. Ask questions that challenge the ordinary. There is no progress without open-minded thinking. Wisdom is knowledge applied with care. Learn from nature. She never lies. Seek answers that serve others. Courage in science means challenging convention. Truth doesn't fear scrutiny, it shines under it. Let your life be an experiment in kindness and reason. Knowledge with compassion is the highest form of power. Peace is not passive. It requires informed action. A question asked honestly is already a victory. Logic without empathy leads to cold conclusions. Understanding is the antidote to ignorance. Be a light in the lab and the world. Every breakthrough begins with doubt. Your ideas deserve investigation. Let every mistake teach you something meaningful. Every discovery is a conversation with nature. Believe in the power of persistent effort. Science is not just for scientists, it's for humanity. The cure begins when the question is asked. Skepticism is the compass of the rational mind. Even tiny insights can shift global understanding. Be precise, but never lose your passion. In every molecule lies a mystery and a lesson. The path to peace is paved with truth. Science is an act of love toward the future. Innovation starts with not accepting good enough. Your potential is as limitless as your curiosity. Be rigorous with data, but gentle with people. Knowledge grows through thoughtful resistance. The best scientists are also the best listeners. Let your vision extend beyond the microscope. Change the world by understanding it. Discovery is born of daring to imagine more. Reason isn't cold. It's the fire that fuels justice. Learn deeply. Share freely. Great minds ask, what if? Facts matter. So it is how you use them. Science empowers. Wisdom guides. A mind that seeks is a mind that serves. Never underestimate the ripple of one good idea. Think globally, act analytically. Knowledge is your contribution to peace. Solutions begin with silence, observation, and courage. You don't need to be a genius to change the world, just curious. Data is the beginning of wisdom, not the end. Let questions be your constant companion. Precision reveals truth. Science is the most powerful force for peace. Discovery often begins in uncertainty. Compassion makes science noble. Knowledge is the seed. Action is the bloom. Observe everything. Dismiss nothing too quickly. What you learn today could be someone's hope tomorrow. The foundation of progress is intellectual bravery. Never underestimate the value of a thoughtful pause. In every question lies the potential for transformation. Don't just think harder, think deeper. In science and life, let evidence guide you. The more you understand, the more you care. Even facts must be examined. Progress starts with those willing to be wrong. A better hypothesis leads to a better future. The unknown is not terrifying, it's thrilling. You are capable of more than anyone has measured. Facts matter most when they serve humanity. Curiosity is a renewable energy. Find beauty in how things work. Reason is a form of love. It cares enough to seek truth. Patience is the key to deep understanding. The world improves when questions outnumber assumptions. Be stubborn for truth, flexible in approach. Your mind is the greatest tool for peace. Wisdom grows where ego is silent. Science is built on shared wonder. Breakthroughs are often quiet at first. Dare to think what no one else has thought. Every experiment is a journey inward as well as outward. Do not chase fame, chase understanding. A scientist without ethics is a danger. Change begins with deeper questions, not louder voices. Science doesn't demand faith, only effort and humility. Let your curiosity drive your compassion. Good science serves people, not prestige. Healing requires clarity of mind and strength of will. Find joy in uncovering the truth. The world changes when people change how they think. Be faithful to facts and fearless in analysis. The best answers always lead to better questions. You grow every time you revise your beliefs. A disciplined mind makes freedom possible. Your thoughts can shape a more rational world. Use your intellect to uplift, not to overpower. The cure for ignorance is inquiry. Science and peace require the same courage, truth-seeking. Even the smallest experiment contributes to progress. Revolutions begin in the lab of the mind. Precision is an act of respect. The greatest lab is a curious mind. A single theory can spark 1,000 improvements. Test ideas, not people. Peace through truth, truth through research. Your brain can be both microscope and telescope. Progress requires vision, not only validation. Every scientist, is a servant of the future. Let data surprise you. Rethink everything, especially what you're sure of. The best thinking is always evolving. To love knowledge is to love humanity. You can't force truth, only discover it. Be the first to change when the facts change. Great ideas outlive their doubters. Your contribution matters, however small it seems. Educate yourself to empower others. Peace is logical, not just moral. Let science guide policy, not politics. A kind heart and a sharp mind make the best scientist. One molecule can hold a universe of answers. The world changes one well-tested idea at a time. Be critical without being cynical. The human brain was made to explore, not obey. Every data point is a chance to grow. Ignorance is never bliss, it's bondage. Let your intellect be in service of the common good. Better questions make better futures. Science without soul leads nowhere. Real genius is humble. Find meaning in mechanism. Let your ideas have integrity. Discovery is a form of empathy with nature. Think like a molecule, small but mighty. Don't just solve problems. Prevent them with knowledge. Every discovery is a legacy. Challenge accepted ideas, respectfully, relentlessly. Clarity is kindness in science. Every theory deserves a second look. Truth builds. Lies decay. To know more is to fear less. Let knowledge lead you to peace. Even equations tell stories. Search for meaning in data and in life. Let your life's work be an offering to truth. Celebrate questions more than answers. Observe precisely. Conclude carefully. Questioning is the seed of science. You don't need certainty to make progress. Look deeply, not just broadly. Science begins when judgment ends. Honest doubt is stronger than blind certainty. A thoughtful mind brings peace. Your mind is the first and most important laboratory. Think critically. Act kindly. Let science be your language of hope. Learning never ends, and neither does your impact. Use science to build, not destroy. Pursue truth relentlessly and humbly. Every fact is a step toward peace. Think like a rebel, test like a master. Precision is the art of respecting complexity. A powerful mind is a peaceful mind. Change lives through your thinking. Science is the long conversation between generations. Let data serve humanity. Every mistake is a missed opportunity to learn, if ignored. Repetition doesn't make an idea true, proof does. Big change comes from deep thought. Science isn't cold, it's courageous. Explore generously, analyze rigorously. Use logic as a bridge, not a barrier. Dare to rethink what you were taught. Understand, don't just memorize. Let compassion inform your conclusions. Great science makes a better world. Truth begins where ego ends. Science is a tool. How you use it defines you. Seek simplicity, not simplification. When the facts change, be glad to change your mind. Never stop evolving your understanding. Be a builder of reason. A hypothesis is a bridge to better thinking. Science is powered by wonder and responsibility. Grow your mind, and the world will follow. Create clarity in a world of noise. Precision shows respect for the world. Let truth be your legacy. Big thinkers refine small details. Let your thoughts be experiments of peace. You have something vital to discover. Think beyond the obvious. Be persistent, not just passionate. Where others see finality, see a hypothesis. Even truth needs defenders. Reason your way to a better future. Think not only with precision, but with purpose. In the smallest cell lies the key to grand discoveries. To question the world is to improve it. Science asks, how does it work? Humanity asks, why does it matter? Seek truth like your life, and others, depends on it. Even a failed experiment succeeds in teaching something. Progress demands honest measurement. Truth always survives scrutiny. The true scientist never stops evolving. Peace is the product of well-applied reason. Every equation is a conversation with the cosmos. Ask boldly. Test thoroughly. Serve humbly. Science gives tools. Character decides how to use them. Your next idea could solve a century-old problem. Don't worship ideas, refine them. Let clarity be your scientific compass. Measure everything, even your assumptions. Change is the natural result of deep understanding. There is wisdom in complexity. Don't oversimplify truth. Ideas gain strength when challenged. A meaningful life is full of examined thoughts. Science doesn't promise perfection. It offers improvement. Respect the molecule as you would respect a masterpiece. Truth serves no master but reality. Discovery is a form of responsibility. Work not for credit, but for clarity. Every time you think deeper, the world grows brighter. Do not confuse tradition with truth. There is no room for ego in the search for truth. To explore nature is to learn humility. The future belongs to those who challenge assumptions. Reason, when paired with empathy, changes the world. One molecule of truth outweighs volumes of opinion. Ignite minds, not arguments. What matters most is how your ideas serve humanity. You don't need to be the first. Just be precise and honest. The beauty of truth is that it needs no defense, only discovery. Progress is fueled by discontent with incomplete answers. Simplicity without understanding is dangerous. Knowledge should never silence wonder. Build bridges from data to wisdom. Science opens doors to both power and peace. Choose wisely. Be brave enough to let facts change your mind. Question everything, especially what comforts you. Reality is always deeper than appearances. Let every discovery increase your compassion. The scientist's role is not just to know, but to care. Think long, act precisely. Science exists to serve life, not replace it. Here are 100 motivational quotes that not only inspire, but also prove that words have the power to change the way we think, feel, and act. Hopefully, after watching this, you feel stronger, more confident, and more ready to face life's challenges. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more inspiring content. Because every day deserves to start with passion and powerful motivation.